kid. The Irish side was so poor they could only afford to have 8 kids. So I got like 26 first cousins, and a couple are here today. But while there's nothing special about me, and in that sense, nothing special about the members of our office, we're here today because what we do is very special. You know, we follow that sign on Sam's window now. You know, if you hunger, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for justice. You will be satisfied. And that's what we're all about. Whether you're a defense attorney, whether you're a judge, whether you're just an interested citizen in our whole process, you know, whether you're a prosecutor, we're all part of a system that seeks justice. So you're actually here today, in my mind, to witness a promise that our office will be taking, and that promise is done by an oath. There is a little bit of a program. I'm basically done with my opening remarks, and we'll go through this, we'll get to the swearing in, and then we'll get to the food. I really don't want to start trying to acknowledge everybody because I will forget somebody. We have colleagues here, we have friends, family that made all this possible in that sense. But I did ask, you know, I had to kind of flip a three-sided coin between former DA Serio, DA Carville from Oneida County, and DA Fitzpatrick. And actually, I really didn't need to flip it because DA Fitzpatrick made it clear that you always go beauty before any other type of criteria. DA William Fitzpatrick is a legend. I think everybody in this room knows him, and if you don't, I don't know where you've been. He is internationally known, he is nationally known, he is past president of the National District Attorneys Association. He has been actively involved in the District Attorneys Association of New York forever. He is one of the best trial attorneys that has ever been. And he honored me by coming here today, and he honored all of us. And I asked him if he wouldn't give us a few brief comments to start us off about being a prosecutor and its importance. Mr. Fitzpatrick, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Robert. My best advice to you is if you're going to follow a legend, become a legend yourself. And we have a legend as your former DA, Billy Gaber. Billy, your selflessness this summer in volunteering to be Sidney Sweeney's bodyguard personally during the Hall of Fame parade, that just sets a beacon. That's why people like Todd Carville are here, and we admire you so much for that. Now, everybody in the room knows that 90% of your crime is from the people out on bail from Onondaga County. And I wish there was something I could do about that, but I can't. Bobby, I don't have a lot to say to you in terms of advice because you're one of the most qualified people to be DA that I know of. I am a little worried about one issue that has raised its ugly head, and that's the issue. You're nodding your head because you know it's nepotism. Your son working for you, and there's been, talk about that. I personally find it offensive. I think it's a problem. I was talking to Assistant DA Sarah Fitzpatrick in Onondaga County about it just today, and she said that your son Michael is going to have a living hell because no one in the office is going to tell Michael any of the gossip that's going on or have the guts to tell him that his boss is an idiot. But I wish that were true in my case. Bobby honors me by asking me, try to explain to the crowd who might not know what it's like to be a prosecutor. So I'll tell you in a 1-minute story. We have a cold case task force in Onondaga County, and we review cases on a periodic basis, and we have a constellation of people in the room: detectives, lab personnel, line prosecutors. Sometimes we'll bring other people in depending on their particular expertise. And many years ago, we had the case came up of Marion Fisher. Marion Fisher was raped and murdered in 1975. She was a school teacher Janesville DeWitt. By all accounts, she was a lovely woman, married to a fellow by the name of Jack Fisher, 2 children. And one night during the summer, Jack and Marion were celebrating their anniversary. They went out to dinner and with another couple of couples, and sadly they got into an argument. Marion stormed out. She said, "I'm going to walk home." And Jack stayed at the bar, had a few drinks, drowned his sorrows. And the next morning, there was a knock on his door. He was apparently had been asleep on the couch. Syracuse police detectives asked him where his wife and children were. He said, "My children are at a neighbor's house. They're being babysat. As far as I know, my wife is upstairs asleep. Please come with us." And they eventually informed him that his wife wasn't upstairs, that she had been sexually assaulted. She had been strangled with her own stocking and dumped in some woods in an area of the city of Syracuse. Jack began to say stupid things like, "Maybe I blacked out, maybe I did something stupid to her." His alibi didn't check out. A couple of neighborhood kids said he didn't get home when he was supposed to, when he claims he got home. He took a lie detector test, failed miserably. And by the grace of God, SPD did not arrest him at that point. And during this cold case meeting, when one of the detectives says, "Well, the husband did it, we know he did it, we just can't prove it," one of the lab technicians raised her hand, and I acknowledged her, and Sheila said, "Well, there's a rag that was found by Marion's body. Why don't we check that and see if DNA is on it?" A couple of days later, I got a call from Sheila. There was a full DNA profile from her rapist that he had left on this rag. And I said to her, I said, "Do we need to get a sample from the husband?" She says, "No, that's not necessary." I ran it through CODIS, and it came back to an individual who was on death row in Georgia, and his name is Carlton Gary. His nickname was the Stocking Strangler. He had murdered 16 women up to that point in his life. He was executed about 2 years ago, ironically enough. And I made a phone call almost immediately to Jack Fisher, who was then living in South Carolina. It wasn't a pleasant phone call at first, because he accused me as being part of the system that ruined his life. He said, my son has stuck by me, but my daughter hasn't spoken to me in 15 years because she thinks I killed her mother. We went on, and eventually I developed a little bit of a rapport with Jack, and told him I would send him all the material so he could show it to his kids. 2 weeks later, I get a phone call. Jack Fisher's on the line. I pick it up. At this point, it's Fitz and Jack. Talk to him, and I could hear this tumultuous sound in the background. Kids sounded like they were opening presents, having a blast. And I said, "Jack, what's going on? It's not Christmas time. What's happening?" He said, "Those are my grandkids who I've never met. They're my daughter's children. And thanks to you, she now knows I didn't kill her mother, and we've reconciled, and I've got a lot of time and making up to do with her and the kids." And that's why prosecutors do what we do, Bobby. That's the thrill of an exoneration is just as heartening as is a conviction. The least busy assistant DA in Madison County will exonerate more defendants in his or her lifetime than the busiest defense lawyer, in 6 months, than the busiest defense lawyer will in their entire career in this county. That's just a fact. I can't think of anybody more qualified to take the helms of what has been historically a great office with one of the most honorable people you'll ever meet, Bill Gaber, at the helm. I can't think of anybody more qualified than you, Bobby, and I wish you Godspeed and the very best of luck.
First off, you're going to be a legend, learn from a legend, so that nepotism thing, I do get it. And we also became a better office because we're willing to hire people from Onondaga County and from Oneida County. Thank you, Mr. Carvo, for Travis. And of course, Mr. Fitzpatrick is a wonderful speaker, but I was told his initial reaction to him finding out I was going to be the next DA was, how the hell did that happen? Anyway, moving on, a great friend of all law enforcement in Madison County, a friend of mine, great supporter, and a terrific sheriff. He spent his career with the Syracuse Police Department, mostly as an investigator, working violent crime and gangs. After that, he spent time with Mr. Fitzpatrick at the DA's office, and he's graced us with his presence as sheriff for 2, going on 3 terms now, and I asked Sheriff Hood to just say a few brief words for us. Sheriff?
First of all, you guys sit down, take a chair.
Sit down.
at the chair.
Yeah, you guys are good. Have a seat. Really.
Excuse me, I always love going after Bill Fitzpatrick. He says it all, and he says it well, so articulate and thoughtful, and it's amazing. I actually worked for Bill for 2 years when I retired from the Syracuse Police Department. I was gracious enough, he gave me a job to work with the district attorney's office, prepping cases, getting homicides ready to go to trial, and working with all the prosecutors. And I was a city cop. I worked in the gang unit with John Cacco when he was a congressman. So I knew how the criminal side worked, but as far as the courts, Bill Fitzpatrick taught me everything I know. Just so many aspects of law enforcement as a prosecutor, and it was really beneficial when I got this job. So I am truly thankful for you. I don't know if you guys have ever heard him talk before. He's brilliant. One time we were away on a murder trial up north, and he got into a discussion about the death penalty with another person that was obviously against it. I just never looking at anything just out of his mouth, just absolutely amazing statistics and why it actually did work and things like that. But I remember hearing him talk, and just extremely brilliant man. Do this. So Bob, congratulations to you and your staff. You ran unopposed, obviously, and you can say, well, nobody ran against him. Of course you ran. That is for a reason. When you run unopposed, nobody wants to go up, or they know that simply you are the best person for the job. Bob is a man that wakes up in the middle of the night and takes phone calls. My 8 years here as the sheriff, Bob answers the phone, he responds to questions, and he's absolutely selfless. It's amazing, the amount of times, and we actually had to tell him, hey, you're going to be the boss now. You got to delegate this stuff out there. But Bob shows up, and he has done an amazing job as the sheriff. This job is all about teamwork, and law enforcement is all about teamwork. There's lawyers that come over. They come into our correctional facility. We deal with psychiatric evaluations. The amount of people and the dealings that we have with one another. Not only as a police department with the investigations, but the sheriffs are the ones that are housing these people when they're ready to go to trial. The interaction is absolutely amazing, and it's flawless with our district attorney's office. Phone calls are made, transports are set up, so and we have to make sure we ensure that relationship continues through the whole time in your office. We will do our best, to make that happen. We in law enforcement, we get criminals off the streets, right? And you keep them off the streets. You ensure the victim is heard and receives justice. And lastly, you ensure the criminal is held accountable for their deeds. And I can't tell you how important that is to victims. You touched on it a little bit. It is everything. When somebody walks away from a case unaccountable, it is terrible. And when they're held accountable, it's one of the best things for the victims and for the people. That is why we are safe in this county, and it's due to the accountability. So I wish you guys the best of luck. You guys have 100% our backing, and I just wanted to say may God bless you and your whole office and be with you through your whole term and beyond. But it's going to be a pleasure to work with you.
let's get down to business. We've always been blessed in Madison County with a tremendous judicial bench. And our present judges, Judge Youngs, Judge St. Ledger, Judge O'Sullivan, no exceptions. Before that, Judge Serio, after he, for some reason unknown, decided to stop being DA, Judge DeStefano, we've been blessed. But when I thought for myself about swearing in, I asked Judge McDermott if he wouldn't do me the honor of doing that. I have never been before a finer judge, and I'm not putting him above any of the judges here because I do have to appear before them. But in seriousness, no finer judge. And after he retired, I think he's also become a friend. He's known for his wit. This is the audience participation part. We once had a violation of probation where the allegation was the probationer had moved from apartment 2B to apartment 2C. So I want you to complete this sentence for me, what Judge McDermott mentioned from the bench, that this is a case of 2B. Thank you. Also, I've come to know his wonderful wife, Barbara, who's with us today. Little quick factoid about Judge McDermott. One, like my mother, he was baptized at an Irish parish on the south side of Syracuse, St. Anthony's, which is decidedly not an Irish parish anymore. Since my mother would be 105 now, I'm pretty sure they weren't baptized on the same day. A couple hours apart, beautiful. And as far as his beautiful wife, Barb, she's actually an Italian from Tipperary Hill in Syracuse. And as I like to say about that, do you know how hard it is to find an Italian on Tipperary Hill? It's easier to find somebody with teeth at the State Fair Midway. So anyway, I couldn't think of anybody who would be greater honor for me to be sworn in than by Judge McDermott. Judge? By the way, I go first because that makes everybody else official. And he's also going to swear in Sam Rogers and Mary Beth Elbro. Thank you. Oh, I also need, you know, those Mascari types. And where'd my assistant go?
Well, I will tell you that we in Madison County are spoiled. We have had a long, consistent history of outstanding prosecutors. And I'll cut right to the chase. No one sitting in this room is an exception to that statement, okay? We have had thoroughly professional, good, qualified, ethical prosecutors in this county. I see no change in that coming at all. I was a county judge for 18 years, beginning in 2001. Bob joined the DA's office in Madison County sometime after that. But I had the privilege of presiding in court many times where the people were represented by Bob Mascari. When I say represented, I mean outstandingly represented. Bob is thoroughly prepared, very professional. He has one flaw that I should mention now. We'll get this out of the way. Bob knows how to needle me like nobody else. We discovered over the years we have certain interests in common. We both like the Buffalo Bills. We both like the Boston Red Sox. We both like Mel Brooks movies, particularly Young Frankenstein. Now, if you've ever seen the movie Young Frankenstein, you'll appreciate this. This movie starred, what was his name? Gene Wilder, the late Terry Garr. Of course, Gene Wilder's also gone too. Terry Garr and Marty Feldman. Marty Feldman played Igor. So there's a scene where they have gone to the original Dr. Frankenstein's castle. And they're exploring the castle, and now they've gotten down into the laboratory. They're going slowly through there, picking their way through the darkness and the cobwebs. And there's a display case of these skulls. And one has a sign beneath it that says, 1 year dead. The next one has one that says, 6 months dead. And the third one isn't a skull, it's actually Marty Feldman. And beneath him it says, freshly dead. And he pops up and says, I ain't got nobody. So That was, okay, so that's the background. I'm saying this so that you'll appreciate this. We're in a trial. Probably the most horrific trial I ever presided at. This was a defendant named Chauncey Winchell, who had murdered a man from Syracuse. He had lured him from Syracuse into Madison County, killed him, buried the body. It was a couple of years before the body was found. So it finally goes to trial. Chauncey is extradited from the state of Arizona, where he's doing time for something else. They bring him here and we go to trial. This was a 3-week trial. We had easily dozens of witnesses, probably more than 100 exhibits. It was amazing. One of the witnesses was a forensic pathologist. She is on the stand and she is going to testify to her examination of the remains. So Bob gets her on the stand and says, is there any way you could tell how recently these remains had been murdered? And she said no. All of the tissue had melted away, it was gone, and that's the only way we can do a timeline. And he says, giving me this little sideways glance, so you couldn't tell if the deceased was a year dead, or 6 months dead, or 90 days dead, or freshly dead? I am biting the inside of my cheek so hard I thought I would hit an artery. And he never flinched. It's just like this was just supposed to do it. So I apologize for swearing him into office. I assume the voters knew what they were doing. I'm in no position to veto that or change it, so I guess we'll just have to swear him in. So.
I will take pride in this. This is my assistant today, Mabry Mascari. My oldest granddaughter is going to hold the Bible for me. That's her dad over there, Tim, my oldest, who's a special ed teacher at Casanova. Michael, my nepotism child. My beautiful daughter, Kelly. Sophia, my daughter-in-law. Michael's wife, Tyler, Kelly's significant other. They're very happy to have them here today with me. All you have to do is hold it. Okay? Just hold it like that. Good to go.
Okay. And if you would repeat after me. Okay. I, Robert Mascari,
I, Robert Mascari,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and I will well and faithfully execute the duties
and I will well and faithfully execute the duties
of the office of the District Attorney of Madison County
of the office of the District Attorney of Madison County
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God. Don't worry, this isn't another speech. It's really just introducing Sam Rogers, my Chief Assistant District Attorney. Very lucky to have him as chief. And I was very happy to find that after taking the family to Disney World last week, that Sam hadn't changed the locks when I came back. So.
That's right there.
I'll do that. Sam, will you raise your right hand, please? I, Sam Rogers,
I, Sam Rogers,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and I will well and faithfully execute the duties
and I will well and faithfully execute the duties
of the office of Chief Assistant District Attorney in Madison County,
of the office of Chief Assistant District Attorney of Madison County,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Finally, the talker in our office who loves public gatherings like this, Mary Beth Elbow is the executive assistant to the district attorney now, her new title, and is absolutely a member of our management team.
Place your hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand. I, Mary Beth Albro,
I, Mary Beth
solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution
that I will support and defend the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
that I will well and faithfully execute the duties
that I will well and faithfully execute the duties
of Executive Assistant
of Executive Assistant
to the District Attorney of Madison County
to the District Attorney of Madison County
to the best of my abilities,
to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Next, we're going to get our Assistant District Attorney sworn in. Sam is going to do the swearing in for them. And I do just want to add one personal note. I'm actually standing up here by a lot of luck in the very, very gracious gesture of DA Bill Gaber, who didn't have to leave. He left early in his term and has given me this opportunity. I cannot think of any finer person I have ever worked with or for. He's been a friend of mine for many years now. I just want to acknowledge how grateful I am for his leadership for 18 years and the fact that he's still staying on to be a senior assistant district attorney. I will be forever grateful to that.
So while the attorneys are coming up, I'll just say on behalf of Mary Beth and I, we're very thankful to Bob for trusting us to put us in leadership positions in this office. We're also grateful to serve the community in this capacity and then also our staff as leaders in the office. It's one that we take very seriously and we're excited to be a part of his administration. So I will swear in the other assistant district attorneys. You want to hold the Bible for him? Michael, you're up first.
I'm not nearly as good.
I, Michael P. Mascari,
I, Michael P. Mascari,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York
and the Constitution of the State of New York
as First Assistant District Attorney of Madison County,
as First Assistant District Attorney of Madison County,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Travis. I, Travis J. Yoxall,
I, Travis J. Yoxall,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York
and the Constitution of the State of New York
as Second Assistant District Attorney of Madison County,
as Second Assistant District Attorney of Madison County,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
William Gaber. We have talked about a lot of bills today. We have a saying in Madison County that our bill's better. I will say that Bill Gaber did not like when anyone would say that. I, William G. Gaber,
I, William P. Gaber,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York
and the Constitution of the State of New York
as Senior Assistant District Attorney of Madison County,
as Senior Assistant District Attorney of Madison County,
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Joe Bellacci. I, Joseph A. Bellacci,
I, Joseph A. Malachi,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York.
and the Constitution of the State of New York.
As Assistant District Attorney for Madison County,
As Assistant District Attorney for Madison County,
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I, Kathleen A. Rabasati,
I, Kathleen A. Rapasani,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the United States Constitution
to support the United States Constitution
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and as the Assistant District Attorney
and as Assistant District Attorney
for Madison County,
for Madison County,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I, Robert J. Miller,
I, Robert J. Miller,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York
and the Constitution of the State of New York
as Assistant District Attorney of Madison County,
as Assistant District Attorney of Madison County,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Next, Mary Beth is going to come swear in our staff. So if you guys can all sign those on the table there, and then leave them there. Well, Mary Beth's coming up here. I do want to tell you, and I think the only person that could maybe correct us is Judge Serio, but Kathy Rapasati, I think, holds the record for longest serving assistant district attorney in the history of Madison County. And it's not even close. She started when she was 3. But and she's been a great ass. I don't care if I can get these words out. She's been wonderful for our office. I believe we have the best staff. If I didn't, why would I be here? And that's with all due respect to Onondaga and Oneida as well. Mary Beth? Oh. All of our staff members are incredibly valuable. We can't do this work without them. The reason that Nicole and Cassandra have to be sworn in is because they have an appointment where our other 4 staff members, Rosemary Temple, Lori Storm, Linda Paul, and Tiffany Lawrence, are actually CSEA employees, so they don't have to be sworn in. And I would be happy to swear them in, but I'm sure it'd probably break some union rules, so we're not going to do that. Mary Beth?
I, Nicole J. Rossi,
I, Nicole J. Rossi,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the Office of Confidential Secretary to the District Attorney
of the Office of Confidential Secretary to the District Attorney
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I, Cassandra Betzinger,
I, Cassandra Betzinger,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the Office of Administrative Assistant to the District Attorney. Of the Office
the Office
of,
of Assistant Administrative Assistant to the District Attorney
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
know they practiced that in our office before they came over. Hey, if you got that little program too, I just want to mention this, that insignia on the top, that's our new official insignia for the district attorney's office. That was designed by Micah Elbro, sitting over on the side there, who's working with us while she's at home for break. I say this to Jim Miller. Jim, she's graduated with her degree in architecture. She starts in the graduate program in January, and she's open to any internships during the summer. Jim Miller is a good friend of mine who's one of the preeminent architects in central New York. That gets us all sworn in, and I asked Mike Kevel just to come up and say a couple of words to us about what happens with all these oath cards and the importance of that in getting it filed. Michael, if you don't know, is our Oneida County clerk.
Madison.
Madison County, yeah. Before he's over, he'll be the Oneida County clerk as well. He's also runs the best DMV in the universe. If you don't believe me, go to like Buckley Road and then come over here. And I'm very honored that he's here helping us out today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Bob. I just want to point out that Bob Mascari is probably the only person who's emceed his own swearing-in ceremony. And I don't think he would want it any other way because he likes to have the microphone and tell the stories. I'll be very brief. These oath cards are going to be filed permanently into the county clerk's office per New York state law so that we can hold them accountable as they serve in this role. And every employee of Madison County has to have an oath card if they intend to receive a pension from the state of New York. So it's good that you did this for your newly appointeds, but also those union members you talked about should have an oath card filed as well. And if they don't, you might want to look into that so you can secure your pension. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Michael. We did just get through budget season, but realizing there's always another one around the corner, I do want to acknowledge the chairman of our board of supervisors, Jim Cunningham, as well as the vice chairman, deputy chairman, whatever they call yourselves, and head of the government operations committee, Pete Walrod, for being here today. I saw Mark Simone, our county administrator, running around. Again, I don't want to forget anybody, and this is how I'd like to end it. Some of you might be aware that I actually am a graduate of the University of North Carolina. I don't know what gives it away besides the tie and the ring and the watch, and constantly talking about the Tar Heels. But that means I'm kind of familiar with North Carolina things. And there was a guy, Justice Burley Mitchell, who retired, but he's still alive. But I thought his words were most appropriate when he retired as Chief Justice of the North Carolina Supreme Court. And I promise you that we will take these words to heart. I know that it is the office I hold that is important, and not me as a person. We who hold public offices must remember that the people entrust them to us, and that we should return them to the public in better shape than when we took them. You honor us by your presence. Thank you so much for coming today, and it's time to eat. Please stay. Thank you.